Welcome to another episode of What You Call It podcast with your host, GB. Now, today I've got a special guest, and this guest, let's just say he's flamboyant. He's a Twitch sensation, a professional wrestler, a musician, even a magician. He can do it all. My next guest, the megastar himself, Outlanders, Zicky Dice. How you doing, mate? You all right?
What do you call it? Today we're going to call it Outlandish, baby. GB, thank you for having me here on the podcast. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Sweet, man. Well, thank you for making the time, because I can imagine you, even in the pandemic, still having a busy schedule, because I know you're still active, especially on Twitch as well. So I just want to know, what have you been doing? That sort of, I know you actually got married in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So congratulations, by the way, for that.
Like, thank you. A year ago, I was World's Television Championship. Since the pandemic, I've got married, dropped the title, moved across the U.S., taking over Twitch, and now I'm taking over entertainment and professional wrestling as a whole. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'm releasing a very top secret video. I'm leaking it myself. I don't think the world's ready for this, GB, but I'm going to say it right here, right now. It's going to change the game. If I'm looking to take over this empire. I've got the world in the palm of my hand, and tomorrow I'm going to prove that. And not to mention, my contract expired January 1st, so I'm looking for a job, GB.
I see that you've sort of been throwing a little bit of hints, and I've actually set a reminder as well, because I am subbed to your YouTube, and I'm looking forward to it, man. Is there any hints that you can give us? Because I might actually have to release this just before now, just to create more excitement.
Maybe, I can't say much, GB, as much as I would like to. My lawyers advised otherwise on that. With all the dirt sheets going out, a lot of my words get misconstrued. Misconstrued, is that a word? I don't know. I'm making words up now, GB. I got to avoid the dirt sheets as a whole. They try and sabotage Outlandish Zicky Dice, but I like to keep them guessing whether my name's in the headlines for whatever reason. That means I'm doing things right. You asked what we've been doing. It's just non-stop creating. You mentioned the YouTube. We're trying to build the YouTube series. I'm running 5 to 6 days a week live on Twitch with I like being different. So if you want to go and watch someone play Fortnite, I'll tell you what, ZD TV is not the channel for that. I've shaved my eyebrows off on the stream, put mustard down my pants, smashed eggs on my head. I accidentally duct taped myself to the chair once. The police have shown up during hype trains. The show gets pretty outlandish. Yeah, so if you're listening, you haven't stopped by the purple platform, twitch.tv/Zicky Dice, and I guarantee you'll laugh at least once.
Give it a listen, give it a watch, people. It's definitely worth it. I've checked out a few myself, especially with the eyebrow thing. Just fair play to you, mate. It's something I couldn't do. It's the only thing I like about myself.
You get Lita on the show. Lita, I had Lita on the show, and she got my chat all riled up, and next thing you know, she's telling me to shave my eyebrows. And when Lita tells you to shave your eyebrows live on the stream, I guess you got to shave your eyebrows live.
You can't say no to that, and I'd be the same if I'm being brutally honest with that one.
No.
So we're just going to go back to the beginning of your wrestling career. So I just want to know, actually, before you got into professional wrestling, were you a fan of it growing up, or was it something you just thought, I can give this a try, or did you genuinely have a passion for it growing up?
Professional wrestling household. My dad and my older brother had it on the TV. I remember at a very young age, and professional wrestling got me into, and I hate this word, I say it all the time, but amateur wrestling, if you will. Freestyle, Greco-Roman, wrestled in high school. So it was because of professional wrestling that I got into wrestling. And I'm not going to lie, I was a pretty badass wrestler towards the end of my career. I quit after my sophomore year in high school. My father had passed away, and I just kind of got over it. He was the one that helped me get into it. And I think I lost 1 or 2 matches in my sophomore year. So I always wonder, would I went to college for wrestling? Would I have gotten a ride? Who knows what would have happened just if I would have done that. But after sophomore year wrestling, I found my way into the hardcore scene and punk rock, and then started some bands.
Mhm.
So before Zicky Dice, I sang in a band. I'm actually wearing one of our old shirts today. I found in the closet.
Heart to
Heart to
Heart.
Heart. It's my band.
Yep.
We released a new record a year ago. Yeah, we did a bunch of touring. We did Warped Tour. We were on the road with Comeback Kids. Story So Far, 4 years strong. We made the rounds, and it was because of music that I was able. I say it's like one big carnival, right? So there's music over here, and then I found my way on over to professional wrestling, and that was about 6.5, or maybe going on 7 years ago, that I made that decision. So we've been going wild ever since.
And with the decision that you would make, essentially becoming a professional wrestler, you began training at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy 5-6 years ago, which is run by Merritt Brave and the current WWE superstar Seth Rollins. I just want to know, essentially, how did you discover the school, and just some of the process that you had to go through to basically begin your career.
Well, I had met Rollins through a few tours that we had been on. He had come out to a tour to see. We were out with state champs, and I met him there, and I knew that the school was coming. So a few years ago, I was acting like a jerk on stage, kind of heelish. And my buddy's like, "I got to talk to you after." He's like, "You need to become a professional wrestler." He's like, "You're agile, your charisma." He's like, "That's what you got to do." So I had actually texted Seth Rollins. I said, "Hey, I want you to train me." And he's like, "Ha, ha, ha, ha. Are you serious?" And I said, "I want to be better than you are one day." He's all, "Well, here's Merrick's number." So I was in the 3rd graduating class. I was at WrestleMania 31 when Rollins cashed in and won the championship. And that was 2 weeks before I had moved to the Black and Brave. So I'm like one of 12 who had been trained. I mean, there was another class when he went on a second run, but he had been trained by a current WWE champion, which was unheard of. So we can just add that to the outlandish resume.
But
I packed up my stuff from California, moved across country for training, and I ended up staying there for a few years. And it was very tough, and I'm glad I made the decision that I did. I fly that Black and Brave flag pretty proud. I like to set the standard, and it's cool with everyone that goes through the school now. It's like, hey, look, if you bust your ass, this is what can happen. You get what you.
You'll get your rewards essentially if you put the work in, like you did as well. One thing as well that sort of popped up while I was just doing research, and I think I saw it before as well when I discovered your character. You actually auditioned for Tough Enough 2015. Basically, was that before you got?
I let Merrick know before. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I cut out for a second.
Oh no, sorry, mate. So essentially, it was in regards to you auditioning for Tough Enough 2015.
Yes.
Was that before you went to the wrestling school? Or was that during?
Yes. Well, the same time. It was the start of Black and Brave. That was around the same time. Matter of fact, I had to let Merrick know that I had a chance. Well, okay. I'm sitting in the grocery store and I get a phone call. And I'm like, hello. She's like, oh, is this Zicky Dice? I said, yes. She's like, hi, my name is Danielle from WWE. And I said, hello. And she's like, we like your audition video. Is it okay if we play it on SmackDown? I said, yes. I got another call a few days later, and they said, we're considering you for Tough Enough. I had 6 or 7 phone calls with WWE, and I had to call Merrick, and I said, I might not be able to make this training session. I might be going to Tough Enough. I was this close. It came down to the USA Network, ended up picking whoever else they did for that season. But I was WWE's pick, or this office of WWE's pick, to be in that season of Tough Enough. Yeah.
So wow. So you actually did get sort of quite close to it, as opposed to just here's a video of me want to be a professional wrestler. But you actually got a few calls. But the network just goes. Maybe it could have been the best thing that happened in a way.
Yes, it yes. So I didn't know. I was like, and I let Merrick know. He's like, all right, well, keep me posted. That's that. I ended up not getting the show. USA Network turned it down. Went to Black and Brave. Graduated in the 3rd class of Black and Brave.
What was the hardest thing about training to become a wrestler?
Oh shit. Well, Rollins is CrossFit Jesus. So I've heard of CrossFit, and we had to do that a few times a week. At the time there, we were renting, we were setting up in this Quad City CrossFit before they have. Now the Black and Braves got their own gym, their own setup. Very nice, very beautiful. We didn't have that at the time. So we had to set up and tear down the ring, rain, shine, sleet, and snow. We've done it all on top of doing CrossFit a few times a week, and then a workout before wrestling and a workout after wrestling. Then you got to break down the ring and pack it all up. It was very tough. I've seen people walk in, and the first night there's a very tough test that you don't know. Everyone thinks you're going to show up and just hang out.
Yes.
Straight to work. 3 hours of solid busting your ass. And it's meant to weed them out. I've seen people walk in and quit right off the bat, and there's no refunds, you know what I mean? So, it was very tough, especially moving across country to a place I've never been to, become a professional wrestler. But I mean, I'm glad I did things the way I did.
No, it's good. Obviously, sounds like, well, it is the right decision that you made. Obviously, you're still here now, and you sort of wrestled for various companies, and just obviously before we discussed the NWA time as well, wrestled for companies such as Blackcraft Wrestling, Championship Wrestling from Memphis, Power Wrestling as well. So I just want to know what have been some of your favorite companies that you wrestled in, and who have been some of your favorite early opponents in your career.
Damn. Well, a huge goal for me when I broke in was AAW in Chicago. And right before the pandemic, I was finally able to make my AAW debut. I found out that they're running up again, so I might have to show up there. That's one of my favorite promotions in the United States. All the greats go on their level of their career. So that's been a huge goal of mine. There's a new spot I've been keeping my eye on here in Georgia called Southern Honor. I highly recommend checking out Southern Honor Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And there's still a few spots on my list. I would like to hit Defy. I would like to hit Limitless. I would like to work for GCW at some point, because who knows what's next. I just know that things are going to get bigger, and I am a one-of-a-kind type guy, and I'm ready for the next level. Some of my favorite opponents have been, he's an up-and-comer, and this dude deserves the world out of the Black and Brave. His name is Jossie, the front man, Jossie. He simplifies it for everyone, JAH-C, but it's actually spelled GYASI. Keep your eye out on Jossie. Dude is full of charisma. I would love to.
Yeah, no, I definitely will. I'll have a little browse online.
Wrestling Effy was very cool. I met Effy through the music scene while my band was on tour on Florida before he was a wrestler and before I was a wrestler. So to wrestle him in another state 5-6 years later down the road is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, man.
Oh, here we are.
So
on the road somewhere else. Now we are in this match and we have to kick each other's asses for the next 12 minutes. So that was cool. Wrestling Joaquin Wild, DJZ before was a good match. Gosh, I get put on this. There's a lot of greats out there that I haven't wrestled that I want to as well. Like I would love to wrestle Jake something. I think that'd be pretty badass. I've got a list, somewhere in my head. I'm down. Let me just put it this way, BB. I'm down for whatever, whenever. That's the outlandish way. Whatever, whenever.
If you had a time machine, then obviously we've talked about sort of potential opponents that you could wrestle, but let's talk about wrestlers essentially that may be possible. But let's say fantasy booking. What wrestlers, if you could just pick a few from the past, that you grew up with watching? Oh yeah, he was my hero, and then okay, I could actually wrestle him just for one match. What guys would you want to pick, and what guys would you want to wrestle?
Zicky Dice versus Mr. Perfect. Zicky Dice versus Ravishing Rick Rude.
That'd be pretty
Dice
sweet.
Versus Owen Hart, and Zicky Dice versus Shawn Michaels.
You've actually literally named like some of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Rick Rude, are you like? I have to ask, like, just because of your character and just sort of how you are, has Rick Rude been sort of a big inspiration to your gimmick?
Well, pretty much all those guys I just named is like my favorite style of wrestling. I love charisma characters. I love doing extreme stuff. They're making that connection with the crowd, and especially how much I hated most of these guys when I was younger. You go back and look now, you're like, damn,
he was cool.
Good.
Yeah.
So those are some of my favorites. Yeah. It's yeah, of course. So that's where I get a lot of inspiration from. Outlandish Zicky Dice.
No, that's awesome, man. I just want to sort of ask basically about your gimmick, Outlandish. So essentially, let's just say, if a fan never heard of you and essentially you had to describe who exactly you are, essentially, how would you, what would you say in, just a short couple of sentences? Like, who is Outlandish?
Here's the thing about Outlandish Zicky Dice. I don't have to say much. You take one look at me and you realize that this mother is bigger and larger than life. I make sure to stand out. It's taken a while to curve this way. What is Outlandish Zicky Dice? Who is Outlandish Zicky Dice? No, that's not the question. It's why is Outlandish Zicky Dice? I am the why. Okay, a lot of other people can tell you what they do, what who they do it for, how they do it. I'm the why they do it. All right. I make sure with all the traveling I've done, it's taken me years to get to this point. I'm looking forward to keep being innovative and trying to stand out. I go to all these shows. I'm like, most of these guys look the same. It's all the same. What can I do to be different? What can I do to be different? What can I do to be different? And it's taken some commitment. How do I answer that question? I don't know. I think it's just taking one good look at me.
I really like that.
And like you said earlier, I'm the Swiss Army knife of entertainment. I don't even know where to start. Do I start with the music, the magic, the wrestling, the Twitch? Where do I start? I'm everything. I am it. I am entertainment at its finest.
You do actually, like, in a way, like, it's just, I see a lot of Chris Jericho in you as well, especially sort of with the music as well, balancing, professional wrestling and being, in a really good band as well. Is he someone that you looked up to as well when you got into wrestling, or, just, you didn't sort of
Jericho's
realize quite similar careers?
Jericho's great, and I've gotten that comparison a few times before. I don't know if it's just because, like you said, the music and wrestling thing, but yeah, I mean, I love Jericho growing up, and I love Jericho now. He's witty and clever, and keeps reinventing the wheel, and that's what it's all about. He's great.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So I'm just going to talk about sort of how I sort of came to know you and sort of what made me a fan of you. And that was essentially you popping up in NWA Power. I know essentially it wasn't the best of terms that you did leave, but I want to speak on the positives. Essentially, you were former NWA TV champion, a belt that's been held by the likes of Tully Blanchard, Sting, Rick Steiner, absolute legends of the business. What was it like?
Exactly.
What was it like for you?
Before you answer the question, before you ask me the question, listen to what he just said. What happened to every single person that held that title before me? Huh? I'm going to give you a glimpse in the future. You asked me in the beginning of the podcast, Zicky, what have you been up to? What's next? Here it is. Mega stardom. Look at the list of people that have held this television championship before me. Mega stardom. So go ahead and continue with the question.
No, that is it. Literally, like, these are all legends, and the fact that you've held that belt and you beat someone, I think you're quite close with.
How's it feel? Let me tell you how it felt. Let me tell you how it felt. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
Too many podcasts because it gets my blood boiling. 220 days as your world's television championship. I'll tell you what I think I deserve. I think I deserve more title defenses. I think I deserve to be on TV on Wednesdays defending my championship. I didn't get the run that I deserved. This was my time to make a name for myself and climb this ladder of success in front of everybody's eyes. So now I got to take the long way, GB. And unfortunately, it's going to be displayed for everyone to witness, those who love and those who hate. And either way, I am television, and I am changing entertainment as you know it. So go ahead. Those who hate, oh, but Zicky, you disrespected the television championship. Oh, Zicky, you know what I was going to do? I was going to show up on Power with a goddamn pink strap. I was going to change the belt, change the painting, because I wanted to.
Should have done that.
That's what Zicky Dice does. How do you like me now?
If you had done that, I mean, I personally would have loved it, but you would have got like some wrestling purists crying, but people would have been
That was
talking
the
about
plan. It was ready to go, and that's exactly what I wanted. You damn right. You damn right. I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to piss a few people off on the way. And I don't care what they say. I see the internet talking and buzzing, and it turns me on, to be honest with you. Good and bad. You got Zicky Dice's names all over your lips. And tomorrow, when I might even give you the video to play on here. How about that? That's my gift to you. I'm going to send you the link, and you can air it on this podcast. How's that sound? Because I am changing the world. There is nobody. You show me somebody that's working harder than I am. You know what I'm going to do? The next day, I'm going to one-up them. You show me someone with top production. You know what I'm going to do? DIY all by myself. I'm going to one-up them. One-up them. There is no one that can keep up on my level. Nobody. And imagine this. Imagine what happens when I get a company behind me that believes in Outlandish Zicky Dice as much as Outlandish Zicky Dice believes in Outlandish Zicky Dice. Then I'm unstoppable. But until then, got to do it by my own terms.
And this is why I'm smiling at the moment. And this is why I'm a fan of you, because you do things in your own terms. You're not like everyone else. And it's not me brown-nosing either. I'm not trying to get any brownie points. It's just speak the truth.
You know what people are still talking about? That's it. You know what people are still talking about here in the States? AEW's All In Chicago. You know what I did outside of that venue? While I was living in California, I put a billboard up that said All Outlandish Zicky Dice, dropping my brand new website, and people are still talking about that freaking billboard. I do things different. I don't care. A lot of people, you know why? Because a lot of people are afraid to do the things that I do. They're afraid to. I'm not.
I like it.
And either way, love me or hate me, I'm getting paid for it. I'm getting paid. Haters make me more money.
Literally, just keep drinking those tears. All those all those haters crying, just keep drinking their tears, mate. Honestly. I just want to know, who did you enjoy working with the most in NWA? I know you're quite close with Ricky Starks, but is there anyone else that you sort of...
that's the answer right there.
Literally, was it Ricky Starks was your favorite opponent?
Ricky Starks, dude. Yes, Ricky Starks. I always say this. That's the best gift I got from the NWA was Ricky Starks, and I met him for the first time at our Airbnb, and I just started messing with him kind of off the bat, and he was like, "What?" And then we became buddies. We talk often, and I was truly looking forward to the future of that program. We were supposed to win the Crockett Cup Battle Royal to enter the Crockett Cup as a tag team, even though we were feuding.
Yeah,
I was pretty stoked on that. I was looking forward to that happening, and with everything shutting down, it didn't. And then AEW went and scooped him up, which was a good pickup by them. Dude is a megastar. We can't deny that.
He's great. I really like him.
Yes. Ricky was, when I went face to face with Ricky in promos, I used to think in my head, I'm like, dude, this might be the dude that stumps me. He's good. This might be the mother sucker that stumps me right here.
But you need someone like that, because that brings the best out of you.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Yes. 100%. I need someone like, it's like, okay, let's get this mic going. Let's see what we can do here. Like,
okay, what's he doing that's different?
Yeah, the whole $16,000 fanny pack bit right there in Power. That wasn't on anything scripted or written. We're just rolling with it,
The fanny pack thing is great, man. By the way.
Yeah, thank you. Ricky was my absolute favorite to work there. I would have liked to have hopped in, with Eli Drake or even Aaron Stevens would have been great, or question mark, rest in peace, anything there. Would have been cool.
That's sad. That's sad. It was. With Nick Aldis, sort of there was a, sort of what the dirt sheets and what's been said and sort of thing. How are you with him now? Do you speak, or the current NWA World Heavyweight Champion? If anyone's not too sure who he is, but it's quite recognizable. Just want to know what your terms are with him. Are you okay now, or?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was it?
I'll give that one a miss then. What's Billy Corgan like? Was he all right? I take it back. He's
Listen. I'm not smashing any pumpkins over this because people are getting sued for this kind of stuff.
hey,
No,
I like
Billy's
it.
great. Billy's great. You know, it was cool to work with them. That whole experience as a whole was great. And and you know, I'm not going to sit here and knock NWA because I was very proud to have worked there. I was very proud to have been television champion. You know, and do they like me? Do they not? I don't know. But at the same time, I've worked hard to get where I'm at, and I'm a businessman, and I take the Zicky Dice brand very, very serious, and I take myself very serious. Not really. I mean, but at the same time, you know, the brand I put in years to get where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I was very grateful for the opportunity and the things I've learned there. But with that said, it was meant to be a lily pad for me. I knew that going in. I knew that I was going to use that platform to get me where I want to be because I'm still not happy yet. You know, I'm still not, I'm not where I want to be. So that was my vision going in. It is what it is. You know, and at the same time, this is a business, and I treat Zicky like a business, and I won't have anyone disrespect or play with the business. So that's that.
No, respect that, man. That's wicked. So I'm just generally smiling at the moment because I'm actually enjoying talking to you. But fortunately, I've got to wrap this up. I just want to ask, what's been your favorite match of your career so far?
Oh man. Oh man.
If it helps, you can choose more than one.
It's got to be okay. Well, it's got to be the first generic answer is, you know, winning the NWA World Television Championship from Ricky Starks. That was very cool. That might have been my favorite. In the Indies, damn dude, I wrestled this match at man, there's so many. There's a few. Party Hard Wrestling, the season finale of this promotion in Arizona. I wrestled Mikey Finnegan, and that match was sick. That might be one of my favorite indie matches. But you know, when you get asked a question, everything just becomes a blur for a second. You're like trying to think. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
but
man.
Who knows? More to come.
Oh, that's it. That's why I think why I would sort of emphasize on so far, because you know you've achieved a lot so far. But you know, it's still early days for Zicky Dice. You know, you've just you know,
that's right.
The road is just going to go further and further for you. So I just want to ask. I know you've got something.
Pages are yet to be written, baby.
You've got something special planned. I'm looking forward to it. I've got the reminder already because I'm subbed. But I just want to know, besides what's planned, obviously, what is next? Will you be planning to, once the pandemic ends, obviously, but would you like to tour, come to the UK, wrestle here, or is there any other countries you'd like to go to?
I want to go to Japan. I definitely want to go to the UK. That was set up before pandemic, so hopefully that still goes through once things open up. But yeah, we're going anywhere and everywhere. That's the plan, baby. Is take over.
Have you been to the UK before?
Never.
Have you not? Oh, you know, I'll put it this way: the fans will love. They'll love you. They're gonna like. And again, this is not brownie points. Not just saying it for the sake of it, but they are going. You're literally gonna get loud cheers, and people will be queuing up to get photos and merch from you. And honestly, like if I could,
I'm ready to go.
If I get the opportunity to do this again, and I get to do it in person, I'll be sort of front of the line, and hopefully I can buy you a beer after the show as well.
Sounds good to me. We will definitely have to do a part 2. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, definitely, man.
For having me. If anyone wants to follow this outlandish journey I call life, twitch.tv/Zicky Dice and at Zicky Dice on every piece of social media. We're really trying to push the YouTube now. So go ahead and give a like and subscribe, and there'll be a lot of outlandish content on there as well.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying some of the interviews that you've been doing recently, like Dan House, and that's quite funny. And Brandon Cutler as well. Enjoyed that. But thank you for coming on to What You Call It podcast. I hope you stay safe, and this will be coming out soon. But for now, stay blessed.
Thank you.